rather speak pidgin English or proper English?
I think for the purpose of this interview, let's go proper.
Okay. All right. I like to ask because we're Nigerians.
I don't pidgin well. You know, say na barak na I take grow up.
Abi?
My mama na soldier.
You
so,
see am?
so
You
not
see
try
am?
me. Not try me. Na barak na I take grow up.
Yeah, I mix it.
Pidgin not be say no be.
We can mix it up. We are Nigerians. This is our language. I'm proud of my pidgin English. We'll start with good English. I can just maybe cue you into howdy. This is the Phina Show, and my name remains Phina Brooks. Today, I have the honor to be with the High Commissioner of Nigeria to Canada, His Excellency Adeyinka Asekun. Welcome to the Phina Show, sir.
Thank you, Phina. Glad to be here.
If someone wants to know about your job, how would you describe your daily routine?
That's a very interesting question because one thing I've found out having done this job since 2017 September is that no 2 days are necessarily alike. The work is quite diverse in nature and in scope, and so it's difficult to describe a typical day. There may be some days when I might decide to be downstairs with immigration people, observing the proceedings going on there and seeing how our people are being handled and making sure that the whole business of passport issuance is going on smoothly. There may be other times when I may be off to Vancouver to host the Super Falcons in a soccer match against the Canadian national team. So no 2 days are alike. This weekend, for instance, we're going to Newfoundland to go and take care of a passport intervention exercise. So the point I'm getting at is that no 2 days are the same. Sometimes there'll be maybe meetings with Global Affairs Canada, the host government. So it's really quite different, and I like it that way because it doesn't become boring or predictable.
Right.
Yes.
It's an interesting job indeed. What was your dream job growing up?
Let's just say that at different stages it has changed. I mean, I made some people laugh when I was sharing once at the church in DC when I told them that when I was growing up I thought I was going to be a rock and roll star. I mean, people roared with laughter, but that was true. When I was young then, I mean, it was all about the Beatles, and I thought I was going to be a rock star, and I used to sing and all that, you know, but as time went on it became different. By the time I was in university, I was thinking I was going to be a marketing executive. And I studied marketing in university, and I started my career in fast-moving consumer goods. But on getting back to Nigeria, I think banking became the rave of the day, and I joined the financial services industry. So it's just been a question of one has tended to go with the flow.
If you have to go back in time, in your life, what time, like a time that is very interesting that you would like to repeat, or you really enjoyed, and you want to go back in that time, what age would you be?
I must say the period of my life that I look back on with great fondness was what I call my secondary school years at Igbobi College. You captured one of our AGMs in Calgary in 2019. Igbobi College was a very, very impactful time. I was there from 1 to upper 6. I did A-levels and everything. And during that period of time, I formed what may be called some of the most important relationships of my life, which have stood the test of time. That was the time when values were formed. It was a time when we received good education. And I think it was a stable and happy time also for the country, relatively speaking. So those years were good.
Right. I mean, I know that Igbobi College boys are quite interesting. So it's interesting that you're part of them too. You know, it was hard to believe when I saw you there, and I'm like, oh, okay. They're very, very successful people, intelligent still, and they have done well for themselves. So
I think
it's a good bunch.
As a matter of trivia, since this High Commission has been established, there have been 15 High Commissioners. Okay, out of those 15 High Commissioners, 4 have come from Igbobi College.
Oh, wow.
4.
Interesting. See?
4 out of 15 have come from Igbobi College.
I was right.
So it's an interesting school.
That's good.
Now we're gonna stop singing about Africa.
We're back, and today we are chatting with the High Commissioner of Nigeria to Canada, Adeyinka Asekun. We're getting to know him more. I hope you're enjoying it so far. Now, if someone wants to come after you in this position, what advice would you tell them, knowing Nigerians in Canada?
I'd advise them to, as far as this role is concerned, to really keep a close rein on the immigration section. Make sure that they have a good relationship with the immigration attaché make sure that the whole process remains as automated as possible, that they keep the website alive and vibrant, and encourage our people to use it. The key thing for our citizens here really are the immigration services. The relationship between Nigeria and Canada, by the grace of God, is not a very complex one. It's not in any way, it's devoid of any kind of strife. I mean, it's peaceful, it's harmonious, it's cordial. But if you're going to keep your citizens happy, you need to make sure that the immigration services are being done properly. And we've devoted a lot of time and energy to that. We've invested in trying to make sure that the service is well delivered, and you have to keep on improving it, and you never get to a point whereby you can say you have arrived. There's always room for improvement. As I often say, success is a journey, not a destination.
Right.
So you have to keep on seeing how you can improve it, because that's really all you can offer the citizens here, really, that they want most of all.
Right.
Is really the immigration services. So that's very important.
Okay, we're going to go back to a question about your fondest time. What advice would you give your young self if you went back in time?
That's a very hard question. I mean, I've told myself to probably pay a bit more attention to mathematics and to probably apply myself a bit harder. I think those of us who were studying the arts in those days, we probably gave up on math somewhat. And I think probably if we had probably paid a bit more attention to it, it probably would have helped. That's one thing,
I don't know math either, so I think I'll do the same thing too. Tell myself, learn math. You need it
it
at
just
some
helped.
point.
Yeah, I think we became intimidated by it,
Right.
And I think the teaching methods also probably were a bit suspect
I
in
think
those
so.
days.
I think that's mostly the problem for Nigerians.
Yeah.
Because everybody I've known, including myself, that don't like math is the teacher.
Yeah.
The method is not very friendly or easy. They make it so complicated that you just get lost in it.
I mean, when I got to the university in the US, I was able to do calculus and statistics. Whereas if you had told me I was going to be able to do those things when I was in secondary school, I probably would have had doubts. But the teaching methods enabled one to grasp all those concepts.
Right. Now, we are in the middle of an election coming up next year.
Yes.
What would you tell the next president of Nigeria, whoever is going to be? What advice would you
I'd tell the next president to... That's a very, 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 very interesting question. I'd tell the next president to focus on those things that matter the most. I mean, to pick up the tempo of the war against corruption, for sure. To look at the issue of the economy, in a way that will give succor to the ordinary people. I mean, we have a large GDP. We're the largest economy in Africa, but we need to focus on how, you see, the aspiration to lift people out of poverty has to be given a whole lot more attention. And I tell whoever is coming on board to focus on that. So deal with corruption, make sure that we're able to do those things that will create jobs. Jobs are going to be the important thing. If we create jobs, then I believe that a lot of the restiveness we're having with insurgency and all that will probably be dealt with. One of the things I've tried to do as High Commissioner to Canada is to bring about more collaboration in terms of trade and investment with Canadian businesses. And the reason why is because I believe that if we have a whole lot more jobs in place, insurgency will become less attractive. People are ensnared into insurgency because they don't have a gainful means of livelihood. So there must be a focus on creating jobs. And I believe that there's some building blocks that have been put in place which we need to develop and pay more attention to and invest more resources in.
When are we gonna stop singing about Africa?
As a Nigerian, what are the 3 things you think, in your opinion, are the real problems of Nigeria? 3 things, at least 3 main things.
I certainly believe that we have a problem with the whole business of corruption, and I believe the last administration identified it as a focal point that had to be dealt with. And I believe that if that is sorted out, a lot of other things will fall in place. The other thing I believe is that there needs to be a greater effort to create strength out of our diversity. We have a very diverse nation, and we've allowed that diversity to become a source of stress and a source of problem, whereas it should be a source of strength, because I believe that as a nation that is diverse, we have a lot to offer if we build on it. I also believe that there needs to be a focus on making sure that the nation stays united. We have to pay attention to all the separatist agitations, people that want to pull out of the country, and address their concerns and make sure that they are made to feel that they have a stake in the country. As a united country, we're much better off than one that is broken up. We become more relevant, more important, more significant in the scheme of things if we stay as one country. If we allow ourselves to break up, people won't deal with us the same way. We are influential right now. We need to stay together. So those are things I think need to be paid attention to.
Apart from Nigeria and now Canada, what's your most favorite place in the world?
I'm glad you put Nigeria first, because clearly Nigeria is hands down my favorite. It's interesting. I am also very fond of, I was born in the UK, so I have a special fondness for London. Whenever I go back to London, I feel very much at ease home and at peace. Yeah. I did my university education in the United States, so whenever I go to the US too, you see, those places have fond memories for me. So so that's really pretty much it. But Nigeria clearly is number one.
Right. Yeah. Nigeria is always home, no matter where we are in the world. Yeah. Yes. So what's your biggest pet peeve?
People telling lies. I really have a problem with people that don't tell the truth. It's an area in which I can be a bit intolerant. And if a person establishes themselves as one that can't tell the truth, it may be difficult for us to have a meaningful relationship. I prefer you just tell me the way it is and let's deal with it than to try and, I don't like lies.
Right. For the people that don't know you, how would you describe yourself, your personality, who you are, in a few sentences?
Well, I'd like to think of myself first and foremost. I think I'm relatively easygoing. I think I'm friendly. But what more can I say about myself? I like to think of myself as somewhat focused, easy to get along with, perhaps intolerant of those who don't tell the truth,
What's your favorite food?
Jollof rice, made with firewood.
Oh, yes. Smoky jollof rice.
Hickory jollof rice, fried plantain and chicken or fish. But jollof is really, really the real deal.
Nigerian jollof.
Of course. That one it goes without saying.
For sure.
It goes without saying.
Right. I just want to stress that. Nigerian jollof.
It has to be.
The best in the world. What's your favorite word in the dictionary?
I never give it any thought, but it might have to be love.
Oh, okay.
But I never give any thought until now. I like the word love.
After all is said and done, what would you like to be written on your tombstone?
Wow.
I mean, it's going to be a long time to come. But when that time comes, it's going to happen to all of us. But when that time comes, what would you like to be said about you?
He came, he lived, he loved, he did the best he could.
Short and sweet. Okay. Is there anything else you would like people to know about you or your job?
No, nothing in particular. It's whatever what people really want to know.
Since your mission in Canada, what's been your favorite part of it, of your job?
I think it's just been meeting people. I'm very much a people person. So traveling to different parts of Canada, meeting Nigerians in different parts. Going to Calgary, going to Vancouver, going to Fredericton, St. John, Toronto, just traveling and meeting different people, seeing them in different circumstances, seeing how they're doing and getting to connect with them. That's really been it. You can recall the trips to Calgary, how much fun they always are.
Fun.
I've always loved going. Every time I go there, I always have such a good time. So it's really about the people.
What puts you in a great mood no matter what?
In a great mood?
Yes. Some things, some people it could be songs, some people it could be beauty, looking at the beauty, the wonders of the world, or just hearing someone's voice.
I think I derive great joy from being around my children and grandchildren. I remember after the stress and the hassles of COVID in 2020, going to San Antonio to spend Christmas with my son and his family and taking the children along and just being together for Christmas. That was great. Seeing the children and the grandchildren and seeing them bond, it's you can't match it with anything. It's just an awesome thing.
Who's your most favorite person in the world, living or dead?
So I don't get in trouble, I have to say my wife.
Okay. Okay. But apart from your family, who's your most favorite, living or dead?
Well, actually, now that I look at it, I probably should have put Jesus ahead of my wife.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew it. That's why I phrased it that way.
You know, Jesus for me really is the ultimate, and I think my wife also would probably feel the same way.
What's your favorite pastime?
My favorite pastime, that's a very interesting question. I won't say I just have one, okay? I like watching movies. I like reading. I enjoy listening to music. So it all depends on where I am. I can't say that there's just one overarching pastime. It's all circumstantial. I mean, I also like to enjoy a good swim. You know, there are different things you know. I mean, for instance, if I'm flying on this we just came back from Vancouver. I had a chance to do some reading, and that was good, you know. So it all depends on where I am and all that. That's what determines it.
If you could meet anyone, living or dead, meet them and ask them one question, who would that person be?
Living or dead? Living or dead? I'd love to meet Jesus, certainly. I certainly would love to meet Jesus.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah. What would you ask Jesus?
I might say, with all due respect, why did God put the apple or the fruit in the Garden of Eden? You know that. You know, and I say, with all due respect, it would have spared us a lot of trouble if they hadn't put that fruit there in the first place. That we haven't been the same since then.
Mm-hmm. Personally, I will ask Jesus, why did God give us free will? I don't like this free will thing. It
ties in with the apple.
Yeah,
it ties in with the fruit, the forbidden fruit.
I don't like I mean, I wish we didn't have free will. That way, we won't be free, but at least we will not be committing too much sins. Doing too many of these things
the fruit
that we're not supposed to do. Yeah.
When are we gonna stop singing about Africa?
Do you consider yourself a creative person or a scientific person, someone who likes science or create?
If I had to pick one of the two, it certainly would be creative. I'm not particularly scientific. I try and grasp scientific concepts, but I think the creative space, I'm much more at home with the creative space.
Now, the real lightning questions. So if God had created you into an animal and said, my son, Adeyinka, I would like you, I don't want to make you into a person, I want to make you into an animal. What animal would that be?
Maybe a killer whale.
Ooh, dangerous.
Killer whale.
Why killer whale?
They're intelligent.
Really?
Yes, they're smart. If you see the way they hunt for food, you know they're smart.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So now if God says, okay, I don't want to make you into a human being, I don't want to make you into an animal, I want to make you into an inanimate object, what would it be?
Maybe a jet aircraft.
Ooh. And you can
Supersonic.
Just fly everywhere. Just fly everywhere.
Just zoom.
Okay. And if God says, my son, I'm going to give you all my powers for one day, what would you do with God's power? You have it all, everything, 100% for one day.
I probably look at him and say, Father, are you sure?
What would you do with it?
I probably would rid the world of strife. All the strife that's going down, all the war, just rid the world of it. Remove the capacity of human beings to war against each other.
Right.
Let's have some peace.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like old times. Even the old times, there was no peace.
There was always
because
strife.
Cain and Abel fought.
Right from the time that apple, that fruit, from that time onwards, I mean, it's been one thing after the other, Cain and Abel, and on and on and on. So it's always been one war or the other. People have just found more and more creative ways of destroying each other. That's all that has happened.
Right.
They've moved from flintstone to atomic bombs and to nuclear warheads, and so.
What's your least favorite word?
Maybe hatred.
Okay. Since we be Niger, maybe we go into Pidgin English.
No, Allah.
Ambassador, can you speak Pidgin?
Small.
Oh, okay.
I try small.
Make you yarn.
You know, say myself, I've been growing up for barrack.
Oh, really?
My man is soldier, so we the young pigeon small.
Okay. Okay.
Not small.
How many
Not be
pikin
say plenty, oh.
Not be plenty. So when they grow up for your house, how many siblings will I get?
Maybe my mom only picking.
Really, be only child?
Man,
like me?
My papa get more shower.
Me too, my papa gets plenty, but now only me, my
mom. My mom picking.
Wow, only child. Makes us special. And so when you grow up, waiting, you did funny. Which kind of pikin you be as a child?
I did quite small.
Oh really?
I not to get stressed. I not to get wahala.
You did shy?
I still say my man. Now only me she gets. I don't get wahala. So now just today, make her make she day happy, make she day proud of me. Right. So I had to try for school, you know, not too wahala.
To make her proud. Yes.
I too like the woman, and she's have to like me. So now to keep her happy.
So that one is special. So for Nigeria, where be your most favorite place for Nigeria? When you enter Nigeria, where you like to go first?
Lagos. So.
Yeah.
I'll be Lagos boy.
You be Lagos boy. Why you like Lagos so much?
The place get the correct vibes.
Right.
The correct hustle and bustle. It is vibrant.
Right, you know? Right. Echo na only one echo, and it's special.
It's a stress person small shower.
It's stressful, but somehow we miss the stress.
But somehow I still like them. It be like New York, where we say you don't see the place get as it be, but you like them all the same.
Right. So for Canada, where be your favorite place for Canada?
Yeah, that one they hard. You say I go get into trouble if I pick one place.
I know.
You get many places. I like the whole country.
You like the whole country?
I know I like to pick one. Canada is sweet, well.
Yeah. What's make you like Canada so much?
The people not get stressed.
Yeah, true.
The people not just get stressed at all. I mean, if you obey the law, you do your own thing. You're not gonna get into any kind of trouble.
That's true.
But the place cold small.
Cold small, but for some, the hot shower. The hot. You know when you tell people for Nigeria or anywhere else apart from Canada, say Canada not cold like that, and they know they believe.
Plenty.
The heat for Canada for summertime now is unbelievable. People know they believe say hot like that. You know.
So now I take the spring. Where we say never too hot, well.
Right. How long you don't marry?
Since 1999.
Okay. Which advice you go give married people?
I could tell them
since you don't marry for a long time.
I could tell them say the thing will go make marriage work. Maybe love. Maybe say you love your spouse unconditionally. Whether I give you better trouble, you know, give you better trouble, you love them. You know, no matter how the thing be, you know. And it could make people get patience well. Because we be human beings. I know how we don't go offend each other, but patience, they're very, very important.
Right.
So you could just overlook some things.
Not true, you talk.
Maybe say every time you go just vex, because that one not good.
Not true. This abuse thing, this marital abuse, and it bad. And I hear I'm well for Nigeria. What do you think, say, the government need to do to solve some of these problems?
Well, I think say you get to waiting they call creating awareness. Where we say make people understand how bad the thing they. Then it they good make people understand. Say if you do more, it gets punishment where you go face. Where we not be saying a small matter. You see, sometimes to deal with that kind of thing, people need to know say consequence day we no go favor you. A country like Singapore did the way in day today because from way back when they make people understand say if you do this, now this could be the consequence. So people can't behave themselves. And so if people think say they do something, nothing will happen, then go do them.
Not true.
So they must not say if you do this, this is the consequence.
Which means they need to the law for Nigeria need to be stronger.
Yes. So if you
so that when you commit something, you go no say.
If you beat your wife, now this not so. So that ain't good.
Yeah.
Make the thing there because it not be better thing at all.
No, it's bad. And the sad thing where they go on right now. So I think we don't reach the end of this interview because I don't really take your time today. So we thank you so much, Oga Ambassador. And we don't get to know you small, and we really appreciate it. So when we see you again, we go to smile and know say we don't know you small. You be one of us and you be our Baba for here. So we thank you so much.
Myself, I thank you.
Yes.
And I do well.
Thank you, sir.
And I do well.
Thank you.
And as you go back, make you travel well.
Amen. That's so sad. Okay.